Good morning, evening, afternoon. This is Masati. Welcome to Moss on Sunday. We've got a packed show today for you. We're going to go through. It's a lot of changes, a lot of transformations in the world that you should be aware of and take advantage of. Okay? Now, there's a lot of hubbub out there on, say, the solar eclipse. A lot of things happening. Obviously, people know that things are happening. The insects know. The animals know. Nature knows that. Well, Earth is changing. It's like when say a hurricane happens, tidal waves happen. Animals know. They go to higher ground. Humans kind of lost that ability. So in today's session, we're going to allow one to take back that ability to take advantage of nature's cues. So not only to save ourselves, but then for us to expand, and that's really the key. Society nowadays is it's all about saving yourself. It's all about again saving yourself, trying to stay safe, trying to stay complete, but never expanding into the possibilities of who we are. This is the time. This is a time where we take that personal integrity, and that's what this world frequency meditation is about, where we take that personal integrity and start to expand into who we are, taking ownership of who we are, who the possibilities of who we are, rather than the status quo, the deep state, the government, your parents, your heredity, your genetics, telling you, nope, this is who you are. You're limited, and you have to stay this way. Okay, this is a time of change. Massive transformations happening for you, all throughout. Whether you believe me or not, whether you're religious, atheist, scientist, everybody agrees that there's some massive transformations happening for us. Right? Nobody knows what it is. Even the deep state, they think that they're in control. They think they're in control of the finances and not. Bullshit. They're not. They're really not. Think of it this way, and I'll just break it down for you how everything is breaking down. And everything is breaking down because you have to, everything is breaking down because you have to say, let go of the old past. So your old self is breaking down. The old identities of consciousness, the old identities of how societies work are breaking down. Okay. So let me explain the deep state, right? They run all the banks, for example. But look, they create the game, they make the game, they make the rules. And despite all that, all the major banks are going bankrupt. So how the hell does that happen, right? That's pretty stupid, right? So when people go, yeah, we know what's going on, you really don't know what's going on, right? Again, I'm not just knocking down the deep state or whatever you want to call it, government mechanisms. Again, look at government mechanisms. They've been in war since shit 10,000 years ago when humans started on Earth. They've been in war all day long. Nothing has changed despite government or political changes. I know there's the election coming up here in the US. Again, nothing really changes. So this is the time where nature goes, or the universal powers go, hey, it's time to change. Earth is changing, the universe is changing, other planets are changing, nature is changing. Human has to adapt to that change. So this is a great opportunity for us to change, and this is what coming into integrity is about. Right? So we'll talk about that as we get into the deep meditations, world frequency meditations. If you want to bring anybody into these hyper meditations, go ahead and do it just by going, oh, I wish so and so was meditating with me. You can bring in those individuals of power, religious people, political people are in power. Your government, corporate executives, and so on, leaders. That you want to say have the right mindset so we can take this humanity into the right direction. It's really, really powerful. So bring anybody in that you can. We'll bring the whole world in, obviously. So we make massive transformations. And that's what these hyper meditations, world frequency hyper meditations are about. If you're new, the world frequency hyper meditations, what is the difference between hyper meditations and then normal meditations? Normal meditations actually allow you to escape your body. Your physical form is here, your consciousness escapes, and you go out somewhere and you feel good, and then you come back into your body, your normal life. right? You kind of resume. It's kind of like taking psychedelics or taking alcohol. You feel good, you party, whatever, and then you come back and it's like, oh shit, same thing again, right? Hyper meditation is the exact same opposite. Hyper meditations is where I guide you into deep states. um, I guide you into deep states of meditation, and then what I do is help you regain access to that higher potential. So you invite your higher potential back into yourself, and you run with your highest potential 24/7. It's not just deep state meditations where you go, oh, I'm going to go and meditate now, and then you feel good. This is where you keep coming into yourself, and then eventually you're seeing the world through the original form of what you're supposed to be, your pure potential. So it unlocks the purest potential of who you could be in physical reality. This is where you heal from a lot of things. You heal from financial issues. A lot of people make money, again, doing it wrong. A lot of people make money, but then they're not happy, or they're still diseased and they still have the same issues as poor people. So, what's the difference? You're just going more in style. You go, well, that's all I need. Well, there's more to it, right? You want to have it all, right? This is the way to have it all. This is the way of, again, integrity. People get married, people, have dates and so on like that. And then they become unhappy. Single individuals wanting to get married and having somebody, they're unhappy. So what's the difference? Again, this is all cases of integrity or hypocrisy. Okay, people, for example, people who want to change the world, right? They want to shift, they want to change the world, and so on. And then, they I've been harassed, on the internet. Anybody who is of success become, they get harassed, no matter who you are, right? And nowadays, it's so easy to put, garbage up on the internet, and then the internet thinks it's true, and that's one of the dangers of AI, by the way. The brain or the consciousness that AI say seeks is everything based on published on the internet. So, and there's a lot of bullshit on the internet, right? It's not the truth. So you want to connect to the truth. Anyway, those individuals, it's like, yeah, we want to change the world. We want to shift the world. We want to make that shift for people and so on. And then, they read something about me that's derogatory. And then it's like, oh, we can't have you. Well, wait till that's gone. That's you gotta have that integrity. Is like, okay, real, and you stay with that integrity. Yep, yep, absolutely. So take a deep breath in, guys. We'll start. All right. So a lot of changes happening for you. I've stepped into my integrity. In fact, I've changed my name to Masati, right? Not Masajati, but Masati. And the reason why is, well, my first name, my full name is Masood. Mas is short for that, and it means the fortunate one, the lucky one. Okay, Ati in Persian or in Farsi means means the coming of or the future. So so it's like I got into this meditation, hyper meditation. And it's like, God, it's time to change your name because you've evolved so much. Like many of you doing the 18-day hyper meditations that we've changed the name to. I've changed my name. Uh, I go back to my family and I see my family, and they're, really kind people, were great people and all that. Came from a strong lineage, but that's not me anymore. So I decided, it's like, what the heck, right? Change that name, step into the power of who I am, step into the power of the abilities. I want you to do that exact same thing. Not change your name if you don't want to, but change the identity of who you are and step into that real power. And that's what this today's hyper meditation is really about. Okay. Also, we've changed the 18 days. We've changed that. We did a human reset, but then there was a lot of confusion. We listened to you. It's like, well, is it human reset, the total human reset that we talk about, where we change all aspects of your life? Or is it the 18 days? I just want the bare bones 18 days where we just hyper meditate and go into deep states and become better. So we changed even the human reset to human upgrade. Okay. Because what we're doing here, which is really cool, all year long, every other month, we upgrade. We upgrade, we upgrade, we upgrade, we keep upgrading. And then the finale, we go to human reset. It's like we've changed, we've cleaned up, we have a new identity. The human reset, the total human reset is all about, okay, let's disconnect all the things that we've, say, adapted and we don't use anymore. So again, shedding of the old self. So it's literally like nature, if you think about it, right? All year long it blossoms, and then it comes time for fall season. It's like, yep, let's let go of all the old stuff. That's what total human reset is about. So which is really exciting. So that's a name change for you. um, my name Masati. You can still call me Moss, by the way. That's all good. First name is always good, but again, removing, say, past identities of family lineage, it was a huge burden release for me, by the way. Okay. Our family, again, very, very bright. My great grandfathers, my dad helped tons of people. They actually brought in the first schools for women. That's how advanced they were in in a Muslim country, and everybody hated them. Right? You do the right thing, people hate you. Right? People said bad things back then. And what they didn't have the internet, which was cool. But bringing in it, so that's blasphemous. That's against the religion. That's against this. It's not. Uh, so again, our family, just doing the right thing. How many of you have done that? You do the right thing and you get hated on, right? That's not integrity. The woke movement, that's not integrity. That's what we're going to be talking about here. That's what we're going to be getting into. So take a deep breath in. I'm just setting the stage for you, um, so we can let go and come into integrity. Okay. Also, what else is coming up for us? Universal power frequencies, total solar eclipse coming up on Monday. And then also, interestingly enough, it is a couple scenarios here, which is really interesting. Okay, it's the end of Ramadan. So for the Muslim community listening in again, happy Ramadan. It's the end Al Fatir, where they celebrate, right? They celebrate life. So it's an awesome opportunity in that scenario. What they do is they fast for 30 days for the month, and it changes every year. They fast for 30 days, and then what happens is that they celebrate, and then they celebrate. They shed away their old stuff. Isn't that coincidental? Again, you start to shed away your old stuff. Uh, you know, Christian religions, Jewish religions, many religions, again, they have a celebration of coming into the new. But what they don't do is they don't shed the past. And this is what it's all about. So that's in line. The stars are all aligned. There's a new moon coming. So this occasion symbolizes a time of, say, darkness and spiritual renewal. It offers an opportunity for introspection, clarity, and the shedding of old energies. So that's coming up for you on Monday, by the way. Universal power frequencies, total solar eclipse. That's coming up on Monday during the eclipse. So if you have a chance, you can sign up for that as well. So, all right. So, a lot of things coming into alignment. Right? Uh, it allows us to, say, shed away the past. And is it coincidence or is it not? Take a deep breath in again. Notice your neck, your spine, and notice your environment around you as we start coming into the world frequency meditation. And notice how things are changing for you. Okay? Or notice how, as I create or generate those frequencies for you that bathe you in the frequencies, and it's your choice to settle into them, it allows you to relax and let go. And this isn't about calming you on the nerves, calming your um, through words, through hypnosis. And we're going to be talking about, say, integrity. Take a deep breath in again. the total eclipse, it's the end of times. People say, the government's going to do this, food shortages, outages, all that. Um, Again, creating the hype. But total eclipses happen, I don't know, once or twice a year somewhere on Earth, by the way. It's a natural phenomenon. It's a cycle. Again, it's just a cycle. It's a great opportunity for us to take that cycle, a beginning of the new, letting go of the old. So whatever that's out there, again, we're going to use it to allow us to create that momentum to have pure integrity. Breath in again. We're going to talk about integrity as we go deeper. Start to notice your environment. Start to notice the sounds around you. If you're watching me, start to notice me. And then a point on your body, like at the tip of your nose, your solar plex. And as you come into this reality, we'll redefine integrity. We'll go through the conventional norm or conventional definition of integrity. And then the first principle definition of integrity. Breath in. Notice your body. Notice where you inherited your body. Do you look like your father, your mother? Parts of your grandma with you? Do you have your aunt's beautiful blue eyes? Some of you might have pains showing up. Again, those are the pains that you're releasing. Beautiful breath in again. Perfect. All right. So the conventional definition of integrity is that it's an outside law or an agreement that you have to fulfill. The key is it's an external law or agreement that you have to fulfill. Notice your chest, your ribs, your collarbone, and then your ribs on the back. So noticing your ribs all the way around. What that means is that you are committing to something outside of your space, outside of your identity. There's nothing wrong with that. But say you promised something to somebody. Take a deep breath in again. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But unknowingly, you lose yourself in that agreement. That's where integrity goes wrong. So integrity becomes a dichotomy for you. There's no integrity in dichotomy. Again, some of the integrity, simple integrity, is you want to make your parents happy. You lose your identity, who you are. How many of you have done that, right? You want to make your spouse, your partners, your kids happy. You lose your identity. Take a deep breath in. You want to make your countrymen happy. You lose your identity and your health, if you know what I mean. So you had all these external motivations to be in integrity, but in reality, you're failing. You're failing who you are, your best self. Take a deep breath in. You want to create a war. as we go into higher examples here. Um, yeah, you want to create a war to have peace. Again, not integrity. You want to create technology to um, to better our lives, but then we sacrifice our health. Again, it's not integrity. Nothing wrong with the technology, by the way. I'm not saying going back to say simpler times and not using technology, but doing technology, creating technology properly. Take a deep breath in again. The religions that espouse everything's equal and no judgment, look at them. Every religion thinks it's better than the other religion. Where is the integrity there? Right? Every culture thinks it's better than the others. Again, where's the integrity if we're all the same? Take a deep breath in. You start a business, you make a lot of money, you've lost your identity of who you are. You're sick, you're old, you lost the best years of your life. Again, was that integrity? People on their deathbeds, when they're wealthy, they start to realize what they lost. Take a deep breath in again. Notice your flesh, notice your fingertips, your toes. People sell themselves for the money. Women, men, they do crazy things because they had to. Again, I'm not saying they didn't have to, but I'm just saying, but what I'm saying is that did you have to lose your integrity, your internal self, your internal identity to get what you need? Take a deep breath in again. There you go. Beautiful breath in. Notice your spine. You are taking on your parents' burdens, your parents' identity, your parents' rationale, or your lineage's rationale. Without question, is that integrity? Breath in. Eating. You want to stay healthy, but then, and the government and everybody else says, hey, we care for you. But then they allow, you know, poisonous foods, toxins. You want to be a good person, but then you're abusive to yourself or your, you know, your loved ones around you. Although you're an abusive, you're a kind person on stage, for example. Again, there's plenty of other examples of um, integrity or lack of. Right? Breath in again. So notice where you have dishonored yourself. Notice where you, or all the times that You felt guilty, or you created guilt for somebody else to do things that was not of integrity. Breath in again. First principle definition, or XI definition, the way the universal laws would use integrity. The most important thing about integrity is you stay true to your highest, best possible self. You stay on track no matter what you're doing. Okay? You're always going towards the direction where you need to go to become your best possible self. You're always going towards the unification of your physical form and your timeless form, your time bound form, your timeless form. You're, no matter what you're doing, you're closing the gap between the two. Right? To put it simply, your physical self, your spiritual self. If you're a scientist, you don't believe in your spiritual self, your physical self, and then the grandest possibilities of what you could achieve. Right? Again, notice all the different variations I have to go through, although it means the same thing because we've defined all these words. Science doesn't like spirituality, although the genius scientists, where did they get the genius from them, right? Which they don't believe. And then religions, they have to do this, they have to destroy themselves to become pure. Again, not of integrity, hypocrisy. We're all living lives of hypocrisy. We're dual identities. Doesn't work out. Look at society. No matter what we've created, no matter how beautiful something that we can create, no matter how much luxury that can be created, look at all the wealthy individuals, total luxury, overflowing with luxury. The lives are like crap. Again, that's not integrity. Look at the poor people. Again, why are you living like that? You're a being of grandness. Again, that's not integrity. People go, again, religious people or spiritual go, well, I disavow, the abundance, the wealth of this world. Where's the integrity? You want to connect back to your highest, purest self, your spirit self, as you would call it, which is completely abundant. So if you were connected to that abundance, then why would you be in lack here, thinking that suffering will lead you to connection, to abundance? It's not the way to do it. It destroys yourself. Take a breath in again. Again, wealth and opportunities. People assume the wealth, the opportunities, the luxury. They're empty inside. They're fakes. Look at Hollywood. Look at the elites. Look at what happens in Dubai. Look at any level of that. Look at the shit that they do. And again, they think they're grand beings. They're masters. It's not integrity. It's emptiness. Breath in again. Can we let go of all that? Not saying you don't have to be, you shouldn't have wealth. Not saying you should be poor or anything like that. But whatever the hell you're doing, whatever the hell that you're doing, you need to be aligned so that whatever that you're doing physically, right, takes you a step higher into a better version of who you are, into that higher version, not created by society's standards, but into that higher version of connecting to your purest possible self. That's what integrity is about. You're true to your highest possible self. You're true to the reason why you created yourself in this reality in the first place. You spent all that time, billions of years, creating a being, a physical form with unbelievable potential. and then you destroy yourselves. For what? That's not integrity. Take a deep breath in. Can we reset you to have integrity? If you allow that to happen, it allows you to come back on track. What's happening today in the world, it's breaking apart. All the things that is of dishonor, you have to let go of, whether you like it or not. It's your choice, though. You can stay there. You can stay in dishonor. Obviously, there's consequences. The earth or a universe doesn't need you. Take a deep breath in. This is where you can let go of your diseases. Is it honorable for you, or is it of integrity for you to have the same disease as your parents? Despite, again, the medicines that are out there to save us, uh, more and more people are diseased than ever. Again, that's not of integrity. Take a deep breath in. So as we leave the old definitions behind, and again, it's not a mental redefinition or a mental understanding, anything frequency wise, right? Your deep genetics, let's call it, or your spiritual genetics that control your physical genetics, the deep genetics of who you are, coming back to the standard of your potentiality. You surviving instead of expanding into self actualization. Again, that's not integrity. We've had, I don't know, 100,000 years on Earth and we're still surviving. It's not integrity. Breath in. As we put that away, let's move into what integrity would feel like. Are you ready for it? Right? Give you that taste, that frequency that you should be at, so you know where you're going. Awakening in that pure possible self. Breath in again, noticing your neck, your body. Noticing your alignment. Whether you're listening to this live or on recording, again, noticing the alignment. Notice how centered you feel. Some of you feel good because you've released through the work you've done with becoming exponentially intelligent. Some of you who are new, as you become, say, pure within yourself, you'll feel the garbage that's leaving you. Again, the garbage that you're feeling is not me. It's not XI. It's the garbage that you should have left that kept you out of integrity. And notice how present you feel, so complete. When you're out of time, you're out of integrity. Take a deep breath in again. There you go. Notice how centered you feel. This is the place of non judgment, true non judgment. There is no duality at this state. You've noticed. Take a deep breath in again as you align yourself. Imagine staying in this state. Again, it's a state of being, not a state of mind. Okay? It's a state where you are present, complete with yourself. The power, possibilities are within you. Imagine creating success in this state of being. It won't destroy you, it expand who you are. Imagine having a relationship in this state, relationships of any kind. Imagine practicing your religions in purity in this state. You'll realign with the original intent of your religions or the purity of your intent. Take a deep breath in again. Imagine the original intent that you created yourself that took, gosh, billions of years in the making. Imagine fulfilling that promise you made to yourself. The purpose of why you're here. Take a deep breath in. And you want to ask yourself, how can I stay in this space? How can I be in this space 24/7? You just keep asking yourself. Now you know what it's like. Okay? I've taken you to the dimension of time and space where this you actually exist. It's not a mental state, by the way. This is how you actually are supposed to be. That version of you exists somewhere in the matrix or in the blockchain of consciousness. You now know how to get there. It's your job to stay in integrity and ask yourself every moment, what do I need to release? What do I need? What frequencies do I need to be at to stay at this level all the time? It's a simple question. You just keep asking it. You write it down, put it as a fridge post-it note, right? Give it a try. Give it a try for a week. It's the most powerful thing you'll ever do. Again, just give it a try for a week. Ask yourself that question. What what frequencies, even if you don't know what it means, you do at a very deep level. What frequencies do I need to release? What frequencies do I need to resonate at, harmonize at, to stay at this level? And you'll see amazing things happen for you. And then we can get into the game of expanding the possibilities, becoming more exponentially intelligent. Take a deep breath in. Notice your environment. Notice any sounds around you. As you open your eyes whenever you're ready, looking around at objects, it might look different to you. Objects didn't change. You, your reference point or your dimension of self changed. Beautiful space. Breathing in. This is the end. And have integrity. Stay in alignment with your purest possible self. Right? This is Masadi. This is Moss on Sunday. I'll see you next week for more of Moss on Sunday. Help you become exponentially intelligent. Peace.